friends, welcome back. This week we are going to be talking about articulation, and we're going to review first what we did week 1 and week 2, and then we're going to move on to some new material. This may be review for some of you, and this may be brand new. Let's get started. So week 1, we talked about notes and rhythms. Notes and rhythms. Notes tell a performer what to play, which sounds, and the rhythm tells the performer when to play them. And we talked about 2 types of rhythms. Ostinato, same thing, over and over and over again. Think about the Cup song from Pitch Perfect. Syncopation is rhythm that places emphasis on the offbeat. I like to describe it as kind of a hiccup. You will remember this from Top Secret and from some of the other pieces that we were preparing for Bandfest and other things like that. Last week, we talked about dynamics. Dynamics tell the performer the volume to perform a section. Piano, one extreme, meaning soft. Forte, the other end of the spectrum, meaning loud. Dynamics are based on the interpretation of either the performer or the conductor, depending on the performance situation. And there is no perfect forte for all pieces. I can't give you a volume number or a decibel number to give you the perfect answer. We have crescendo, which means gradually getting louder, and this is a mistake. Decrescendo, which is gradually getting softer. So sorry about that. New this week, articulation. Articulation tells the performer how to play the note. It's going to make all of our playing a little bit more interesting. So first off, we have the staccato. The staccato is a dot that goes either directly below the note, or if the note was flipped, for example, if it was really high, the note would go above, or the dot would go above the note. It is telling me to play the note with space. Okay, so notes that are marked without the staccato, ba, ba, bum. If they had the staccato, I would play those same 3 notes, ba, ba, ba. Do you hear how I put space in between? That's what's going to change it. The dot next to it, like I said earlier, it has to be above or below. If it was next to, that's a rhythmic thing, and we'll talk about that in a future video. Next, we have the accent. It kind of looks like a triangle, and in this case, it's above the note. If it was like the last picture we just saw, it could be below the note down here. And it is going to ask me to play with emphasis or to punch out the note. So those same 3 notes. Ba, ba, bum. I'm now going to play them bum, bum, bum. I'm going to punch them out a little bit louder, put the emphasis at the beginning. Follow the shape. It starts big, it gets little. Marcato looks a lot like an accent. It's a special kind. Instead of being on its side, it's a triangle that's upright. Okay? And how do I play the note? I'm going to play it with more emphasis and more space. It's like if I combined a staccato and an accent. So those same notes. Ba, ba, bum. I'm going to play bum, bum, bum. Accent with space. Tenuto. Tenuto is an interesting one, and sometimes this causes a little bit of confusion, but it is a marking that tells me to play the note for its full value. You might say, but wait, aren't all notes supposed to be played for their full value? Yes. This one usually comes after a bunch of other markings. So for example, if I had a whole bunch of staccato notes in a row, that dot we talked about earlier, now I'm going to have this one to remind me that I don't want everything to have space. So a lot of the time it's used to cancel other things, or if there is a piece where I want kind of a slurred, legato, smooth sound, but I'm playing a lot of the same note in a row, the composer might choose to use this tenuto mark to help me know what's going on. Slur. This actually, I think I misspoke earlier. I think this might be the very first articulation marking that we ever learned together. It's a curved line, and it's going to connect 2 or more notes that are different sounds. Okay, different sounds. If they were the same, do you remember what that was called? I'll give you a second to think about it. It starts with a T. A tie. Two notes that are connected together that are the same, it's a tie. Remember, that's a rhythm thing, not an articulation thing. So, those same three notes we've been playing, ba, ba, bum. If I were to slur them together, I would have ba. So I have nothing to start the note. I'm smoothly connecting them all together. All right. We saw this a lot in the middle slow piece that we were working on for our concert. So now I'm going to see, can you name all of the symbols that are in this music below? You are going to notice that there are a ton, okay? And they happen over and over. So I'm going to give you a little bit to look this over. Can you name them all? There are some combined symbols in this example. How do you think that affects our playing? If you notice, we have like a tenuto and an accent at the same time, and also a slur, but it ends with a staccato. How do you think that's going to affect how you play or how we interpret the music that's in front of us? All right, friends, these are some of the articulations that we're working on. You're going to notice that in your music that you need to be playing for me, there's also going to be some of these markings in there. So just make sure that you're paying attention and checking all of those articulations before you get playing. Talk to you all soon.